this messy bun. So today we're making something so magical. I'm really excited about it and I think you guys will be too. This is something that I make when I'm wanting comfort food. It's a nice crossover mashup from our SoCal roots to where we live now, which is Oklahoma. So today we're gonna be making so excited. Today we're making Carne Asada Home Fries. What? I know, your mind's about to be blown. So like I said, from California, pretty much anywhere in California, all the taco shops, San Diego, LA, wherever you are, they're gonna have carne asada fries on their menu. And carne asada fries are so delicious. If you've never had it, you're definitely missing out, and hopefully you'll make this recipe. So to kind of give it that mashup and the mix and the comforty homey part, for us living here in Oklahoma is making home fries, because when you go to restaurants here, home fries are always on the menu too. And the home fries are gonna give this like nice, substantial, hearty, kind of comforting feel to the dish. So, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good. Definitely one of my favorites. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the carne asada. So carne asada is just super thin steak that I already have placed in a bag here. This is a great way to get the marinade throughout the whole steak, is using a Ziploc bag and then containing it and sealing it nicely in the fridge while it gets marinated. So the marinade that I'm using is delicious. It has lots of wonderful things happening in it. I've used this recipe before, so it's on a previous video that we did, so I'm not gonna really talk too much about the marinade, but you can find the recipe in the blog for this. So definitely check it out, because it's delicious. All right, so what we're gonna do is just pour the marinade into the bag, super easy. And then you just wanna seal it up and kind of try to get all the air out, as much air out as you can. And then you're just gonna kind of massage it and rub it all in, so every piece of meat has the marinade on it. Okay, so once you have it all kind of the way you want it, you're just gonna stick in the refrigerator. My rule of thumb for carne asada or anything that you're marinating is that you definitely want to go at least half an hour. Always go longer because it's gonna taste better. That's why we do the marinade first, so that it has time to kind of hang out in the refrigerator while you get everything else going. So we're gonna talk about the home fries now, and if you follow along on any of my previous vlogs, you know that I love potatoes. Like, I freaking love potatoes so much. Any way you can get them, love potatoes. So, home fries, what I did is I took 6 potatoes. I'm gonna say 6 to 8 potatoes depending on how big they are, because potatoes, you know, they vary per bag. You wanna make them fairly uniform so that they cook evenly. Rinse them, make sure you dry them off completely, and then put them on the large baking sheet. To that, I'm gonna do some olive oil, if I have enough here. Forgot to add that to my grocery list. We're gonna be checking them a couple of times, because you wanna make sure with home fries that they're not sticking to the pan. So by moving them around, you know, 2 or 3 times during the cooking process is gonna help with that. So if I have to, I'll just add some other oil to it if I need to. So what we're also gonna do is just do some salt. So you want to make sure everything is seasoned. And then some pepper. And then you just want to give them a mix. And potatoes, they can hold up to a lot of flavor. So if you're doing this recipe for like breakfast or brunch or something, and you want to add bell pepper and garlic powder, onion powder, so good. You should definitely try that. We just kind of want to make sure that they're all spread out so every guy has time to cook and they're not crowding each other too much. I kind of try to keep them like flesh side up. I do leave the skin on because I like the texture, and also the skin is where all the vitamins come from. If you want to peel them, you can. Traditionally, they have the skins on. They are going to go in a 425-degree preheated oven for about 20 to 30 minutes depending on your oven and how much potatoes you have. But again, we're going to check them often because we want to make sure that they're not sticky. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about guacamole, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to say I'm kind of a guacamole snob. Can I say that? Will people judge me? I am. If I go to a restaurant and I order guacamole and I can tell that it's like store-bought or not fresh, I'm pretty much never gonna want to eat there again. That's so bad to say, right? So this guacamole recipe is super versatile. I'm just gonna do a couple of avocados. I do aroma tomato, some lime, cilantro, red onion, and jalapeno or serrano, whatever I have. And of course, if you don't want it spicy, you can leave that stuff out, and just a little bit of seasoning too. So I'm gonna just chop all this up really quick and then we'll be right back and put it together. Okay, I have some avocados here, and the first thing I'm gonna do is add the juice of a lime to kind of help the process of breaking the avocado down. And I'm gonna use the whole lime. I'm gonna use a potato masher, it's very helpful to break these up. You can also use a fork, but I feel like this is faster. To that, I'm gonna add a quarter of a red onion that I diced up, aroma tomato, and half of a jalapeno that I took the seed and the stem out. And then a couple of tablespoons of chopped fresh cilantro. Obviously, if you're gonna do this for like a bigger crowd or like a party or Super Bowl or anything like that, then you would want to do more of each ingredient. She's talking to the cat. A little bit of salt, pepper, and then just a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder too. Probably about half a teaspoon of each. This looks and smells so good, so fresh. Fresh is the way to go. Not a lot of ingredients, super easy. Make your own. Okay. I could just eat this whole thing out of the bowl. I love guacamole. Oh my gosh. It is so good. Make it yourself. I'm gonna keep it in the fridge though, so it doesn't get all warm and the avocados don't turn super brown while everything else is going. The potato timer just went off, and so I just want to check them. I've been checking them off and on like I had said to do because I wanted to make sure they weren't sticking. And they're looking pretty fine. I want some more color, so I'm gonna go a little bit longer, but they're cooked for sure. Smells so good. I'm just gonna go probably about 5 more minutes. Okay, so now we're going to do the carne asada. I'm going to grill it. So I'm just going to run out and do that really quickly. Remember, just 2 minutes on each side because they are super thin, so they're not going to take a whole lot of time to cook. Whether you're doing in your cast iron or your griddle or whatever it is, 2 minutes each side. Cool? Cool. So the carne asada is done and it looks and smells amazing. Important thing too, even though the carne asada is thin, you do want to let it rest still, just like other steaks and meats that you do. Very important. So let me check on the potatoes. Oh my gosh. They look pretty perfect to me. Oh, they smell so good. Okay, the last component that I made is refried beans. I just did a can of refried beans and about a half of a cup of cheese and then a little bit of milk to kind of thin it out and give it this like really like lovely creamy, you see, creamy texture. It's not the most appealing, but refried beans, it definitely works here. I love carne asada so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm just gonna chop a little. Very excited about this. Very excited. So good. So, first, we're gonna get a little bit of our potato. And I say a little bit because honestly, like once you start adding everything to it, it's gonna be kind of like a pile of food. So, a little is definitely gonna go a long way. Just kind of a little scoop of beans and some shredded cheese. I like my cheese melted, so I just put this plate, I use a plate that could go in the oven, in there for a few minutes just to get it kind of melted down. I'm gonna take a little bit of my carne asada. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then do a dollop of our fresh guacamole, like that. So if you want to, you know, top this off with sour cream or, you know, fresh cilantro or onion or lime, whatever you want to do, but this is how I like it. And I'm very excited about it. All right, let's get in here. Get a little bit of everything. Oh, look at all that. This is perfect comfort food for me. The potatoes are cooked well. I just can't. The texture of them is amazing. Then you get the carne asada, which is flavored perfectly with that marinade, and the fresh guacamole. Oh my gosh, everything is just so good. You guys have to make this. You have to. Oh my gosh. I just can't. It's so good. You have to make this. Please, 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 please make it. You're not gonna be disappointed. A little SoCal, a little Oklahoma, all together. It's perfect. The perfect must-see bite. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Let them know we're here. Let them know that we're making amazing things happen in the kitchen. And get your family involved. Definitely, it's so much fun. My kids love making this meal with me. And then the link for this recipe will be in the description, where you'll go to my blog to where you can make this perfect, amazing comfort meal. And yeah, thank you so much. Keep coming back and stay tuned for the wine pairing. All right, thanks guys. Stay messy. I'm gonna eat all of this and have zero shame about it. I love it so much. Seven Moons Red Wine Blend is a fruit-forward wine that celebrates the phases of the moon by combining 7 different grapes into a balanced red wine. This California wine packs a punch with intense color and flavor, complementing Carne Asada Home Fries perfectly. The aromas of cherry, strawberry, and chocolate give an intense flavor, adding to the spice of Carne Asada, giving the palate a fun and funky dance of flavors. This full-bodied red wine has a smooth, fruity finish that lingers on the palate. This wine can be served at room temperature or chilled, and can be found online on sites such as wine.com.